Do you think that that will work? Do you think, Stephen, that Trump 2.0 could actually have a good impact on Australia?
No. The great German chancellor of the 19th century, and I'm paraphrasing here, had an observation that God looks after idiots, drunkards and the United States of America. Well, the good Lord would have his work cut out under a second Trump administration, overwhelmingly for the fact that Trump would not be able to attract any serious talent into his cabinet. As for standing up to dictators, Trump tends to love them. Trump tends to have nothing but positive words for dictators. So Trump says, and these are his words, not mine, that if a NATO ally does not pay the requisite amount of defence allocation that he sees as appropriate, he'd encourage Putin to go after them. Now, what sort of instability does that bring in the international arena? You look at Biden mobilising NATO opinion and NATO reality on the invasion. Trump says in 24 hours he'll settle the Ukraine war. Well, how will he do that? By obliging Ukraine effectively to surrender to Putin.
You don't know that. You don't know that,
These
Stephen.
are Trump's words, not mine.
He's bombastic
Trump's words.
And impetuous, and we know that.
And you turn to us and say, all of this is fine?
No, I'm saying that we've got a weak leader in Biden. He's feeble. He's empowering all these people, these dictators, to start wars. And
the dictators who are Trump's friends.
Putin wouldn't have had the guts to do it if his mate Trump was in.
Absolute nonsense.
No, well,
Simple
I don't
fact of
agree
the matter,
with you. I think you're wrong.
is in the United States Senate a few months ago, there was a bipartisan resolution carried that the Senate knows is significant, but it passed almost without notice. Was propelled by Senator Tim Kaine of Virginia, who was Hillary Clinton's running mate, but there was a lot of Republican support. And this was designed to prevent Trump, in the event he's re-elected, withdrawing from NATO, taking the United States out of NATO.
Okay.
Now, that's reality. Okay. That's not me, that's the United States Senate. And you should look at the evidence rather than the propaganda, which is from Mar-a-Lago.
I don't believe a damn thing that the Democrats and Biden do. They've actually compromised democracy in that country by weaponising the justice system. They are so obsessed with taking down Trump in any way. This is a political play. Look, in the end, Trump is not going to pull out of NATO. What he's telling them is to pull your weight. Europe for too long and the rest of the world has relied on America.
OK, let's get some juror feedback. Mark, do you think Trump 2.0 would be good for Australia?
Well, on the positive side, you're right. They don't know his next move. We know Biden's next move is normally tripping on a flat floor.
Yeah, exactly.
So seriously, I think, and when he does get in, which I really hope he does, he's going to be fantastic for Australia. He just needs to bring out a new vaccine. It's called for the TDS virus, which is the Trump derangement syndrome. And then we'll be fine.
And then everything will be solved, that's what you're saying. Damien, do you think he'd be good for Australia?
I don't think it's going to be good or bad. Sadly, back to your point, Prue, in America, is that the best they've got? You know, they've got, the Fool and the Thunderbird. I just don't understand that of a country that size and that's supposedly intelligent, is that the two best political candidates to represent them?
The core problem is that the American political class does not renew itself, does not regenerate, not only in terms of the administration, but in terms of the Congress. If you look at the age, for example, Senator Mitch McConnell, the minority leader in the Senate, has just announced his retirement. He's 82.
Wow.
Senator Dianne Feinstein of California was in her 90s when she passed. That is the core problem.
That's the problem. All right, well, fun race to November, that is for sure. But look, you've both had your say. It's time to call on the jury. You have 10 seconds to deliberate. Would President Trump 2.0 be good for Australia? Time is up. What is the jury's verdict? You all say yes. Pamela, what do you think?
Well, I think you judge him on his record. So in his first term, America was very stable and the economy really hummed along. So I don't see why it would be different next time. And I think he has qualities which the government in Australia won't like. He is very anti-climate change and very anti-woke.
Yeah.
So that'll sort of destabilise the relationship a little bit. They'll have to be very careful handling him. But no, I think he'll be very good.
Yeah. Bruce, you got a point?
I really think Trump would be good because he'd have these clowns on notice.
Yeah. Okay.
And he actually does what he says he's going to do.
Well, he doesn't mince his words, does he? That we certainly does not. He does not mince his words. He's very strong on it. And what about you, Chris, up the back?
Well, you've got a case where Trump came in as an outsider, and you got somebody like Biden who's been in politics for 45 years. And as far as our relationship, I think it'll be strengthened because he's very much about borders and protection. And he wants to help us protect our borders as well.
Okay, and Sandra, what do you think?
Yeah, he's a ratbag and he's a narcissist, but he's also done a lot of good things for the country, and he doesn't stand up for the woke that try to run our country, and all the activists that try and run our country.
Yeah, isn't it funny? People say they don't like him, but you know what? He might be good for Australia, whether or not we agree or not. Stephen Loosley, Prue McSween, good to have you both on. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.